right, Colton, tell us a little bit about this Veloster. And
so I've only had it for about a week. So far, I absolutely love it. 275 horsepower, 260 pound-feet of torque, manual, front-wheel drive. It does have the limited slip diff. This does have the performance package, so it definitely makes it a lot of fun for, especially for a daily driver.
Yeah, and this kind of competes well with like a GTI Focus ST. I think actually nowadays it would really only be the GTI. And what else would you say?
It's hard to say. I feel like it's kind of in a class of its own.
Yeah.
Given its price range.
And kind of the rawness of the car too. It's really
right.
race car feel.
Absolutely. So I looked at the Type R, I looked at GTIs, I looked at the Golf R, and this kind of offered everything that I was looking for at a lower price point. In a GTI, you definitely get a nicer interior, a few more features, that sort of thing. But in terms of what I was looking for, and really not having to do a whole lot to get it to be a really fun daily, I thought this was the perfect choice, especially given that the price compared to a Type R, they're close to $10,000 less with people price gouging the Type Rs now.
Yeah, no, it's quite a looker. Do you know what the color of this, the exact name of this paint?
It's actually called Performance Blue.
Good name. And you got the red accents too, and it
Yep.
kind of follows through to the brakes as well that do say N on them.
Yes, yeah, it definitely catches a lot of eyes.
Yeah, and pretty much all of the vents around the car too, they are all functional except for the rear, right?
Yeah, there's a couple of ones up front that aren't functional, but most of the ones that catch your eye the most, these guys right here, the wing, the front splitter, this guy right here, they're all functional. These ones create an air curtain over the wheels, and they kind of help suck hot air out of the brakes, which is good for track use. And I've heard that the wing with the front end, it does stabilize it a little bit better at high speeds.
Okay, yeah, definitely. And that wing is huge.
Yeah,
this thing's wicked cool, and I think it's time to take it for a little spin.
Let's go.
All right. All right, this is my first time in a Veloster N, and as a GTI owner, or a previous GTI owner, I can tell you it's a wicked cool place to be. Seats hug you in real nice. The ride is really cool too, and especially in N mode, it gets really aggressive. It's like a day and night difference.
It's definitely a bigger difference than I was expecting,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
And how does this thing do as far as traction goes? Do you get traction in second and stuff, or is it really third where it really bites down and kind of...
To be completely honest, if you have, I noticed this is kind of cool, you can feel the diff working.
Yep.
So when you have the differential in normal mode,
Right.
You'll get a decent amount of wheel spin in first.
Okay.
If you have traction control all the way off.
Yeah.
If you're in N mode, you really don't get too much spin in first.
Yeah.
It wheel hops if you dump it too hard.
Yeah, take it to the left.
Okay.
See where that goes.
But overall, it's a surprising amount of grip. I have not had a single time where this tried to spin second at all.
Man, it moves.
It does. It definitely has a decent amount of power.
Dude, this thing's quick. And you get these really nice snaps. It's probably the best validation once you get in that next gear too.
Yep.
Wicked.
Yeah. I was surprised with how well it pulls. Given the power numbers, it feels very similar to my 335.
Yep. And power to weight, this thing is a higher or better power to weight ratio than my Golf R, for instance. So, I mean, it definitely feels like it pulls harder. So it's quick. It is quick.
Yeah, the weight definitely helps.
Yeah.
And you can feel it in corners too. And I think that's, really what they were focusing on with this car was the cornering ability and just being able to, daily drive it to the track, rip it on the track for a bit and drive it home and have it have, not any issues.
Right.
Granted, it's not quite as much of a track-focused monster as something like a Civic Type R.
Yep.
But I think, from factory without doing any modifications, I think that this one might be a little bit more lively, a little bit more aggressive than the Type R in the way it drives, the way it sounds and feels and everything like that.
Yeah, and that raw nice too.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So that was first.
Yeah, wow, and it hooks.
Yeah, it just hooks.
And was that with traction on and everything?
That's ESC Sport.
So
I
it
didn't
gives
see
it a little bit of
flashing.
slip. Okay, got it.
Yeah, it allows a little bit of slip before anything really kicks in, which I
Yeah.
love because it's not intrusive at all.
Yep. Yeah. And you're not absolutely eating through tires.
Right.
Just left turn and everything, right? Like,
Yeah. But the surprising thing is I've never been in a front-wheel drive car. I've been in front-wheel drive cars with torque vectoring, but I've never been in a front-wheel drive car that the harder you press on the gas, the harder it turns.
You're right, yeah.
It just sucks you in. It feels, exit feels almost all-wheel drive like.
Right.
Get up to a little bit of a sharper corner and maybe we'll kind of show you, but it feels very flat
Oh,
too.
it's super, yeah.
It's cool. It sounds
like
like a
that
GSG start.
Yeah, it's like that M2 sound too.
Yeah. Kind of that overall sound. I mean, it only really does that when I rev, which is weird, but I don't hate it.
Yeah. No one's coming, no one there. Freaking, oh, you're good.
Try this again.
You got it. Oh man. Oh, nice. All right, so we're finally back, and I can definitely say from my experience that if you're thinking GTI or this, check this one out before you even consider a GTI, because dude, this thing is sweet. It rips. It's so much quicker than a GTI would be. Obviously, when you tune a GTI, that's a different story, but this is from the factory. It's just an absolute ripper. And launch control, no lift shift, the crackles, everything.
The sound from the factory. You really don't have to do much.
You really don't. Like,
you're looking for a car where you don't have to spend too much money on the car itself or on mods.
Yeah.
It's a good choice.
Oh, it totally is. So, yeah, guys, definitely be sure to follow Colton on Instagram. I'm sure he's going to start posting a lot more pictures of this car. We need it. And, yeah, I think he's definitely going to kind of follow the route of sort of a Hyundai racing. Like they have like a lot of their in-house parts.
Yes. Yep. Yeah. So they have the intake. They have big brake kit, which I'm definitely going to consider. They have some carbon fiber bits for the outside, a wing. That sort of thing, so I'll probably look into that first. But
awesome. But yeah. Well, thanks again, Colton, for coming by, and definitely we'll see what the journey is for this car. All right. Peace.